Hey everyone, I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but I kind of want to maybe get back to making them on a super slow, semi-regular basis as I was before. Here I have my white Vita, and you notice the box here says neon orange. That's because what I'm going to be showing is this. So I purchased this from Amazon, and I got it at a pretty good price. It was about $1.95 when I bought it, and the shipping was free. You do not have to be like a Prime member or anything. At the time, the shipping was free because of the price of the system. So I have the neon orange edition, which automatically means that it's not American. America, so far I've seen the blue one that GameStop had as an exclusive, but I haven't seen any other color. Maybe black, I'm not sure. But I didn't want black and I didn't want blue. I wanted a color that was slightly more fun. So I ended up getting this one, since it's about the price that you would pay for a regular one in a physical location or store here. So looking on the sides of the box, everything pretty much looks the same as what I would assume an American box would look. But then on the front we have this here that just says that it's supposed to have a 1 GB card. When we turn the box over, it's a lot more Japanese here. And mostly the only English you're going to find is Sony Computer, PlayStation, or Vita. Everything else is going to be Japanese. So now I'm going to go ahead on and open it and show you. Now, like I said, I purchased this months ago. So I clearly have already opened this before, but I didn't have a chance to do a video of it at the time, so I want to do it now. In the box here, we have all of the accessories that come with it. So first we have this cord here, and Sony likes to do what they always do, which is like a 3-part charging system. So you'll have one wire that goes from a brick to the wall, which is this one. This goes into the brick. Next you have the actual brick itself, and I'll take it out of the packaging. Looks like this. And you have this end, which has the USB connector, and then you have this end, which has the connector that for the wire that I just showed. Lastly, you have the wire that goes from the brick to the actual console itself. And what's special about this, and you know, Sony made a big deal out of it when advertising the new one, is that it actually charges with the micro USB instead of that proprietary port. So they're a lot easier to replace, or you don't have to use the one that comes in the box if you don't want to. So moving that aside, we have paperwork. So the first thing we see here is the quick start guide, I guess. Yeah, it's a quick start guide. And you know, it pretty much just says welcome. And everything in here is going to be in Japanese, which you'd expect. It's just showing you how to start it up, turn it on, unlock the screen, and connect the Wi-Fi, and set the time and date and all that. Next, you have your safety guide, it looks like. And yeah, I'm not sure what this is either. Obviously, I have no intention of reading it. Next are these two, which again, I don't know what they are, and I have no intention of reading them, but they do come in the box. And lastly is the entire reason for this video. When I mentioned that I had opened it before, one of the reasons was to put a screen protector on it. The white one that I have actually came with one already installed on it, so I didn't have to worry about that. But this one did not have one, so I figured I'll go ahead on and buy one and slap one on there. And again, I didn't have time to record a video, so it's already on here. It's a glass screen protector, so it's going to be hard to notice, but you can slightly see the line on the left hand side over here. So looking at the differences that, you know, one might first notice, it looks like the entire front of this display is like an actual display, like a screen, but it's not. If I tilt it on an angle, you can kind of see that line here. That's where the screen is. This extra border, black, is just to kind of make it look more sleek and stylish, and it actually looks very expensive. That's what that black border is doing. The screen is the exact same size, same resolution as the last. And we'll talk about buttons. So I'll bring the original back. Here you can see the shape of the PlayStation button on the old one versus the new. So the old one has that longer oblong kind of shape, where this one is completely round. Actually, the new one feels a little bit more raised, so this one will be easier to hit and find than this one because it's completely flush. Next are the select and start buttons, and if you look at them here, you can kind of see that these are completely rounded, where on the older one they're that oblong shape again. Another difference you might notice is the camera. So the front facing camera is the exact same sensor and resolution. The only difference is that, like the display, they put that extra black border around it. It gives the appearance of it being bigger, better than before, when it really is the same. I'll turn them this way so you can get a chance to see the thickness difference, because there is one. There it is right there. It's a lot different, man. A lot different. So, it has the exact same placement for these, but because of the newer upgrades, the sizes and everything else like that, they were able to save a lot of room. So here we have the charger, which is the micro USB, instead of this charger here, which is like the proprietary, that battery cable that Sony originally used. The microphone's in the same spot, memory card slots in the same spot. Next, we'll look at the top here. So we have these buttons that pretty much feel a lot nicer. These are actually bigger on the old one, but I feel like they're raised up better on the new one. So everything's in the same place, as you can see. Mainly the difference is going to be here, these slots. This Vita slot here is where you're going to put your card for your game, and that's what this slot is. Everyone who, was really into this kind of thing when it first came out, the Vita first came out, knew that this right here was kind of like a display out port. It was supposed to be, I guess. People were like speculating because Sony never announced what it was and never made any wires or accessories to take advantage of it. Then later we had the PlayStation TV, and so this was obsolete. So on the new one, they've gotten rid of this connector altogether, and all we have here is what you're going to put your game to. Lastly is the back here. This is where your touch panel is, and there are some games that actually take advantage of this. What's changed on the touch panel is not only the material, but also the grips. When you were holding the system, this is where your fingers would rest at, so that you'd have a place to lay them without putting them on a touch panel and accidentally activating any elements in the game. Here, the rest for your fingers is a lot bigger. Not only that, unlike the old one, which uses a completely smooth material all the way across, this one actually uses a matte filling material and for the grips. So like when you're using this, when you're playing a game, you know where your fingers are just by feeling. You don't have to like feel around for this. You can tell by the difference in material here. The entire system is actually matte. If you look here, the buttons have that shine, but everything else is matte. I'll also say that while it's supposed to be a neon orange, I would say it's coral, like a really bright coral. So it looks girly to me. I'm not sure what the camera is showing it as, but definitely it looks coral and not orange to me. But once again, that's just my eyes. So we're going to turn the system on. I'm going to turn them both on at the same time, and we'll see which one comes on first. You do have to press and hold them, the buttons, for them to come on. So boom. Okay, so they're both coming on, and I want to see if they've updated any speed on either one of them. To be honest, the older one seems to be moving faster, but I can't really tell. Oh, same time. Okay, so I said I was going to talk about this later. Now's the time. The reason why I got a second one is because I do have 2 PlayStation Network accounts. I have an American account and a Japanese account. Even though these systems from Sony are not region locked, the Vita does have a limitation that you can only be assigned into one account. So if you have a Japanese account and an American account like I do, you won't be able to have both of those accounts loaded on one console at one time. You'd have to have 2 separate ones, because not only are consoles locked, but the memory card that you use to add your account is locked to that account. So I have a memory card in each one of these. One's locked to my Japanese account, one's locked to my American account. I'll also mention about a difference in the two, aside from weight and thickness. Mainly the screen. So I do play, random games. Like I don't have a particular genre that I'm in love with. I have a lot of different games though. And I have games from American to Japanese, and I have games like, let's go here. So you can see, like, you know, these are some of the games that I play regularly. I have a lot of demos and stuff like that. And then I have other games that I have, like, just removed the little icon for on here. But this is the system that I use whenever I'm playing, like, the ultimate games and dating sim games, because the display is better. I know people were saying that, like, they didn't notice a difference in these displays, but there is definitely a difference. And I noticed it when looking at blues, purples, and reds. The color reproduction on the newer one is just not as good as the older one. So if you were worried about, like, maybe getting certain types of games that have really good visuals, I would suggest trying to find the older one. It does have a better screen in the end. So I'll load the PlayStation Store on both of them to give you an idea of what they look like. Okay. And also, you may have noticed that all of the text is in English. That is because even though the systems may either have a Japanese account or be a Japanese actual system, you can set the language to whatever you want, and English is an option. So wherever it's available, English will be posted on here. So this is the American one, which is why I actually got it. And you can see here that, you know, the entire store is English. This is the American store here, or network store, wherever it is, PSN. And then on my Japanese one, you see that there's Japanese content here. I feel like both of the systems are really good. It just depends on what you get them for. And I mean, this is perfect for me, but I'm not the only one that uses this one. One of my brothers actually uses it a good bit too, because they use my Japanese account as well. So I mean, at the end of the day, I think it just comes down to what you want. But if you're interested in getting this, there are a lot of other cool versions that Japan has. There's like a Dragon Quest one that is a silver body with black accents on it, which is really nice, and that won't come to America, it seems, for now. So that's always an option for picking up as well. If you have any other questions about it, like, I'm not sure what there might be, but if you have any other questions, just kind of like let me know and I can answer whatever you want. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.